Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I'm so glad you've joined me today for Mad About Mini Paper Pads. That's right, we're using our mini pads and we're getting very creative. Today I'm going to use this one here from Photoplay. It's called Fall Breeze and I've had it for a long time. I like this little quote here where it says you are never too old to play with leaves, and that suits my photo perfectly for today. And I really do want you to watch today's one and see the photo today and then come back next week when I actually do a beautiful one with the photo of my daughter in the leaves. So check out this one today. It's a good one. It's nice and quick and it's nice and easy and you can do it. Anyone can do it. All we're doing is the 6x6s and I'm cutting them down into squares that are 3.5 by, 3x3s. So I'm just using those and I need 9 for each colour. And I'm putting, see, I made a mistake. That's okay. Lucky I've got space. So 9 of each colour of these squares, and I've chosen 3 designs. And then we're just going to layer them up. And it's going to be a bit of a fun layered layout, which comes out quite cute in the end. And it looks a bit tricky at the moment, but when you see it all together, you'll realise how easy it is to complete. And you too can have a go at this and create something unique based on your own theme. So I've got the wood grain first, and as you can see, it's just a grid pattern, and we're just going with a basic grid, but what we're doing is we're mixing it up by moving the papers around. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the papers and get them into a diagonal so that you see all 3 papers stacked on top of each other. And this is going to create my layout with some interest. And I do love a good grid. You know, a grid on a layout allows for some symmetry. It allows for some balance in your layout, but it also allows that creativity. So you can see I've put into place that bottom row, and now I'm just put down the 2 wooden veneer pieces, and I'm building them up. And I'm showing you how I'm layering them up to get the design effect that I'm after. So I'm just alternating the way that the yellow is going so that it has a different look, and you get different depths of the wood grain showing through. So you can see that that's how that grid came together. Now I'm just putting on my photo with that great quote. That's a photo of me in the leaves. Not as elegant as my daughter's one, which you will see later in the week, but this is me having fun in the leaves with my daughter. Just couldn't quite get it like she did, but that's okay. As I said, you're never too old to play in the leaves, and I think sometimes we take ourselves too seriously, and it's great fun to just go and have fun. So I'm putting in some fishtail banners just to add in more contrast to those patterns and pick up the highlighted colours throughout. And I put in a little bit of a ruler there showing that you're never too old. It's just a time-related element. And I'm putting in some layered fishtails over here, and that's just going to be anchor points for my embellishments, which you can see piled to the sides. And I just like how those fishtails add that little bit extra to the layout. So I'm going to layer up some mushrooms and some leaves, and then when I'm looking at the leaves, I'm feeling that they're a little too flat. They're all from die cuts, and they've got some embossing in the die as well. So I'm just going to use some gathered twigs to add some depth and dimension to them so that they've got some shadowing. And I'm just going to layer them up in all the corners of the photos, and also so that they are on each of those grid squares. And that's really important to make sure you get a balanced layout. So I'm just layering them up here, and I'm going to work out the best balance for this layout. You can add whatever theme you like to this layout. You can have it as a beach theme, you can have it as a snow theme, you can have it as an animal theme, a food theme, whatever, and that's why I like a grid design. You can just mix it up and match it to whatever it is that your photo is featuring. So as I said, today this one is myself. We were at the Pioneer Village and there was a big stack of autumn leaves because we've just gone through into autumn, and so I said to my daughter, let's play and take some photos. Hers, of course, are stunning. Mine, of course, just look like a silly old person having a go, but that's okay. I like having fun and playing with my daughter. It's fun. We all get too old too quick. It's time to have a little bit of fun. And so I'm using some Nuvo drops here, and I'm just going to create my visual triangle, and that now has balanced out the layout. I just love how this is coming together. I'm going to add in the date because I know when we were there. It was Easter Monday. It was a great day. As I said, it was our last of summer, and then we've moved right into autumn. Now, just to highlight that wooden veneer paper just a little bit more, I'm going to go around the edges of it with my black fine line marker, and that's just going to give it a little bit of a pop for the grid. And you will actually cement the grid by doing this, and you can just see how much that has added by putting in that fine line around the wood veneer. Another way of doing that is you could have inked the edges, you could sew around the edges, you could stamp, you could use mixed media, but I like a fine line around my base there, and that's just giving it enough of a pop to make it stand out off that background. Now, by doing that, I've now defined the grid, and it just looks that much more impactful on the layout. To finish it off, I'm just going to go around the mat here that I've created, and I'm just going to use the fine line black again, and that's important because I keep the colours together for the whole layout. I use what's in my photos to guide what I'm doing, and then I'm just adding in a little bit of detail here with the hashtagging, and I will put in the extra one to make it into a fifth, so that I have 5 around it, and it's an odd number, and you know odds are pleasing to the eye. So this is how it's all layered up together. It's only done with mini pads. The only thing I used was the background, which was a 12 by 12. It's a Kaisercraft piece of paper, but the rest were all done from the mini pad, and I love how this turned out. This is a great autumn feel layout, and I just like how those dies fit perfectly. There's a whole lot of people playing along. Go and check them out. There's a playlist down below. Let's use up our mini pads. We've all got them, and they just sit there. So let's get together and get creative, and this is a great hop for that. Thank you once again for watching. I really, really do appreciate you coming back every single time. Happy scrapping till next time, and here's my next video for you. See you over there real soon.